He was so if you're doing it, maybe I didn't have to, but I was pretty keen and worked it out, so I'm just going to do something after instead.
Nice.
But yeah, they need one headset set up, so I'm just trying to get that sorted.
Playing this weekend?
Yeah, supposed to play tomorrow. Just team I'm in has just not been fun at all though. And
play Champ 1, mate.
Well,
Pat's coaching now.
I know. I'd like to, but there's just a whole lot of drama around that that's happened sort of in the background.
Oh, really?
Not Pat's fault or anything. But I think if I went and played full time, Rowan would kill me. So I don't want to burn that bridge, unfortunately. Yeah, it's a bit of it goes both ways. Like, yeah.
I suppose I think one side.
Yeah, I think what's happened is like he doesn't actually mind from what he said to me. He doesn't actually mind people playing both, but it's more just like there's been a couple of times where people have played seniors who we were hoping to use for like Tip 2. Like, Harry played seniors last night, and then it's just like they just can't play anymore. We don't have anyone coming back now to help. So
Gunners as well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go grab a.
Yeah, we can go about that stuff later.
Grab a.
Yeah, go grab whatever you need. Oh, that's too loud. Check.
You can talk because he's listening in the...
Oh, okay. Yep. I think I'm peaking a little bit. That's better. Check. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Got 2 headsets, so I'll just check the second one. Check. Can't hear that one at all. Yeah, great. Check. Second headset, check. Might have to turn it up a little bit. Good for both? Okay, that one's just checking the... Yeah, so that should be better now. Yeah, cool. Yeah, the second one I had to tweak it a bit, but it should be right. That's all. I'm actually going to write down all this stuff. So,
up. Centre. Do a good job.
Be on your case.
Yeah,
mate.
we're on your case.
Commentating. Do you want me to cross it?
I'm happy to do the same as last time.
Yeah, sure. If you want to run a bit of like play by play, just let me know. We'll just sort of hand over and go back.
I actually haven't. Ben did it. I remember.
I'll tell you a story about that later. I'll tell you later.
Can we line up over here, please? Just for a quick check. Thank you.
Hello and welcome to Darcy Street on this resplendent day in South Hobart for the WSL clash between South Hobart and Lonnie United. A bit of a tricky game here, you'd say, for South Hobart. Definitely the favourites in their pursuit to chase down Devonport at the top of the WSL. But Lonnie United have been a thorn in many a side and a tough team over the course of the time they've been in the WSL for the last few years. So it should be a good one. My name's Alex Mummery, and joining me today for this one is Zach Peace. And Zach, how are you going today, and what are your thoughts on this matchup?
Very well, Mummers. Good to be here. I was actually commentating the last game between these two sides at Darcy Street, and it was a cracking game. Both teams really tried to play the right way. South Hobart ended up winning that one, but I feel like if Lonnie United can get off to a good start here, who knows?
Yeah, they've sort of put through a few good performances together, South Hobart, but they've just come unstuck against Devonport in the Cup final and the game they played earlier this season. So I think this will be a stern challenge, and this is the sort of game, if they are going to challenge Devonport seriously for the title, they're going to have to win this one.
Yeah, absolutely. And that final, Devonport's obviously got a lot of class, a lot of experienced players, so it was always going to be a tough one, especially going up to the northwest as well, where they're a formidable opponent. So now back on their home deck, I'm sure they'll be looking to come out with a W today. Yeah,
that'll be a big advantage today, and not a huge crowd in so far today for this one. It is a bit of an earlier kick-off time, and the men's matchup coming up after this one, I assume most watchers will think that will be a fairly large South Hobart win, so we'll see what sort of crowd rolls up. In terms of the teams, we'll run you through the South Hobart team in red, the home side. So in goals, Jenna Farrow, the number one, with wearing the captain's armband, at least according to Dribble as well. Sophie Westwood, the on-field captain, I would say, marshalling the back line in there, with Lucy Roberts still making her way back from injury, but getting the start this week. Caitlin Stalker, Madison Chambers, two wide players with a lot of talent, and Jasmine White and Laura Davis, the two up front. Laura Davis been dropping into midfield in the last few weeks. Bit of a different look for her over the last little while, with Sammy Watkins, Danielle Kanagisa, Ruby Batchelor rounding out the back four there, and Kate Olahead, who's probably been one of the unsung heroes for South Hobart this year. And for Lonnie United, as we're just about to get underway, we'll run you through that in a sec. Jaslyn Venn in goals with Laura Dickinson, Montana Leonard, Danny Gunter, 3 class players right there. Lucy Smith and Holly Jones, younger players who've really come on in the last few seasons, with Laura Fulton, Katie Hill, Angelique Ikeda, and the Wing sisters Amelia and Chelsea, as we are underway here at Darcy Street. And South Hobart immediately getting on the front foot through Laura Davis, and all ahead. She controls that well, looking for a through ball. It's a hot start here for South Hobart. Chambers with the low ball in and straight into the chest of Venn in goals.
Yeah, it looks like Olahead's playing a little bit higher. Might have just been off the start, but usually she plays a little bit deeper in midfield. But looks like Roberts is playing the deeper of the 2 centre mids from the start.
Yeah, I think that will be really what they've been missing this season, I think, is just that midfield piece. Olahead's often had a lot to do on her own in there, and I think Roberts coming back into full fitness will help. And there's a nice little through ball to run on for. It's Holly Jones was in there.
Yeah, well covered by Batchelor there.
Yeah, nice on the cover from the South Hobart fullback.
I think Lonnie United as well, they've had a 2-week break now. They had to bye last week, and then they obviously didn't play in the cup finals, so I'm sure they'll just be excited to be back out there and playing.
Big throw in, a classic Laura Dickinson throw. One of the biggest arms in men's or women's football, I have to say. She can really throw it into pretty much any place on the pitch. She'll try and get involved again here.
Just a bit of strapping on Watkins' left quad as well, so hopefully that doesn't affect it too much as she plays down the line.
Yeah, nice through ball to start. Looks like she's moving okay for now, as might be Stalker out there. Oh, good turn through heel. Tenacious defender. It takes a lot to get past Katie Hill, but nice turn from Stalker. It stayed in.
It's on the pitch today. It does look a little torn up. I imagine there's always a lot of football that's being played on Darcy Street, but a little bit of rain about, but absolutely cracking day today, so you hope as the day goes on the pitch should dry out all right.
Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. The grass is nice and short at least. Sometimes I feel like it gets a bit bobbly here. Another low ball coming in. Yeah, I think that's really just the main issue with Darcy Street. I know a lot of people talk about the dogs on there. Yeah. We'll leave that alone for now, but they just have so many teams and really not that many venues to play up just here in Wellesley. So it does get a lot of use pretty much every weekend, and it's looking all right today. So hopefully some good football to be played, and that's a nice move there from Gunton on the end of that for United as Roberts comes across, and maybe a touch of a hand, grabbing the shirt there.
I really enjoyed the way that Lonnie United played last time I came and watched them here. They really tried to move the ball around, a lot of one-touch sort of pass and move, and I think any team that really tries to play that way, they should be rewarded with some good chances and getting into good areas.
Yeah, I think at least for mine, probably the clear third team. I know Kingaroos supporters might have a bit of an argument about that eventually.
Not go down the outlet anytime soon.
No. There's a ball in looking for White's run in behind. That's a good turnaround heel. The pace difference is there, and she just almost slots it back post. All ahead was barnstorming in back there as well. Almost, I think she was trying to set that one up back stick, but it almost found its way, seeing eye, into the side netting there.
It's one of those ones where sometimes they can just roll into the corner there. Like, strikers love that one where there's absolutely no pace on the ball and it's just pure precision into that bottom corner. But I think this will be the issue for Lonnie United for most of the day, right? They're so quick up top, so it's going to be hard to try and slow that down.
Yeah, that's a really good call, Zach. I think Katie Hill, as I said, one of the more tenacious players in the league, and has been a standout centre-back really throughout her time in the WSL for a number of years. Maybe a hint of handball from Olahead, but play on as a referee. But I think the pace of White and Davis and Chambers is just going to play havoc all day. Here is Chambers, and he'll go out for a corner kick.
Yeah, I think the good thing with this South Hobart side too, Chambers is very good on the left, and sometimes you find that a right-footed player might have to play on that left-hand side, so it's a real benefit for their team that they're able to have someone with a strong left foot to be able to get those crosses in. Yeah,
I'm often impressed by just her work rate as well. Really just active at all moments is what you want your wingers to be involved in the game.
She scored a cracking volley last time. I commentated here as well. It was a lovely finish. To be all ahead taking the corner.
A bit of a low one. That's a bit of a change up with Roberts often a set piece taker, looking for the in-swinger of Olahead, just using her physicality well. Gets pushed off it by Dickinson, who's sneaky strong. She's got an outlet on this left-hand side. That's a decent ball through. Poked ahead. I think that's Jones up there. Maybe a sniff of a foul, but nothing given by Noah Menela in the middle there. And Olahead will try and collect again, and that's been a good battle in there with Laura Dickinson.
Yeah, it was a good chance for United. They had the 2-on-2 break. As the long shot goes over the bar, not quite. But yeah, that was a good break. They had a little 2-on-2. They didn't quite take advantage of it. I'm sure as the game goes on and they get a little bit more confidence as the minutes tick by, that potentially they might be able to sneak one past South Hobart here.
Yeah. And I reckon that's the strength of United as well, as that's a bit of a botch clearance. He goes Stalker, hits it decently, then in the right position, and she'll lie on top of it.
Ven also a very good keeper. She pulled off some great one-on-one saves in many of the games that I've watched, so I'm sure she'll be busy today.
His wing of the Chelsea variety, Leonard. Out to Dickinson. It's another sniff of a handball, at least from my angle. Maybe just got Watkins in the chest. Lonnie City are sort of setting up in a back three here at the moment, and it's not really playing out through the defence that well, and that's another pressing turnover for them.
Yeah, Dickinson likes to get forward, and she can create a little bit from that right-hand side. So she's interesting, maybe if they might get caught out a little bit as she tries to push forward.
Amelia Wing will let that one go out of play. Bit of a cagey start to this one, you say, Zach. I think South probably with a bit more of the forward pressure. I think, again, having the pace, they can just put a bit more, like send 3 or 4 players up to press the defence of Lonnie United.
Yeah, and when you're trying to play a possession style of football as well, it can be hard, and you will give the ball away at times. Yes, you will create a little bit more, but hey, sometimes you can get caught out.
So we just wait for Watkins to chase that one down.
Good to see Watkins back playing after an extended break. I believe she went on a cruise.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, got to make the most of the winter here. Yeah. Although it's a beautiful day, so the last couple of weeks, I mean, I would like to be on a cruise myself. To be honest.
Yeah.
And I guess this is the other thing I would say about this South Hobart side is just on the likes of Watkins and even Kanagisa, really converted defenders. I know throughout both of their time at Kingborough, Kanagisa was playing a lot of wing last season, and Watkins, even last year at South, was playing as a winger, so playing fullback today, and I think that's where maybe they can get got out of just a touch. They push a lot of attacking talent on the pitch, whether they're all that comfortable in each position, but again, Stalker doing some good dribbling there.
Especially with Kanagisa as well. She's played a lot of WSL. And I think as you get older, she can obviously read the game quite well as well. And noting the talent that South Hobart have, for her to be playing at the back is such a benefit for their team to be able to play out from the back, hit feet, and really set the tone for the entire team.
Yeah, really good organisation skills at the back, as another pass that doesn't quite find the feet of Danielle Gunton on the left wing here for United. Just had their radar slightly off under pressure. Bit of pressure from Stalker again. Does go out for a corner.
Interesting. I thought that one might have been a goal kick.
Yeah.
This time Roberts to take the corner.
Yeah, I think that's a good good call there. They were challenged by Knights a few weeks ago in another game that I called South Hobart, and they went down 1-0, but they basically came back through some good set pieces. Like I think it was the Roberts to Olahead connection there that got them back in the game, and Roberts certainly an accomplished dead ball set piece taker. That's a decent looking one, but good shape on it, but well away and over the top, and that's what happens when you put the big wraps on someone.
Yeah, exactly. They call that one the commentator's curse, I believe. I was surprised with that first corner that Olahead took it. Obviously, she's quite tall, so you would have thought maybe she might be used in the box there. But obviously, the in-swinging corner is something that they're after. So
yeah, it's one of my frustrations, I will say, like commentating a little bit. I know it's a simple sort of like old school thing where you want your good corner takers taking the corner, obviously, but sometimes you're like, well, maybe Kate Olehead barnstorming the back post is a better option, especially if you've got someone like Lucy Roberts, or even, well, I mean, they've got plenty of other players. Kanagisa could probably come up from centre back to take it, or Chambers as well. So, yeah, sometimes, and there's probably a frustration of coaches as well. Sometimes you may be not planning for that, and players sort of work it out on their own.
Yeah.
They will have a throw in here at South Hobart, and that's just knocked away by Lucy Smith.
Bit of talent on the bench today for London United.
Yep, Izzy de Klerk and Abby Chugg, two more notable names for them on the bench today. Izzy de Klerk, sort of very flexible player. That's a decent shot in. That was Jasmine White with the little skip in behind.
Yeah, Ben will be happy if they come from there all day.
Yeah. And that's not really White's game either. It's getting in behind, setting up these little low crosses in, or just rounding the keeper and taking them on. So
you wonder if it's maybe crossed London United's mind to play with a bit of a deeper line potentially to try and stop White from getting in behind, but so far they still seem to be pressed quite high.
Yeah, they're pressed high. They've got two players sitting. You see Chelsea wing in there at the moment, and then they're looking to break through here as Gunton will get it out on the right-hand side. Oh, Westwood comes across and shins it away. And out for a throw in here. You wonder if Dickinson will come across from the other side to take this one. Doesn't look like it so far.
Good bit of territory, though, for United.
Gunton gets it back in. With a skew-whiff cross. Olehead, nice turn. And we'll find the feet of Stalker. She's got White breaking in behind, and as we say, this is her game here. One-on-one with Katie Hill. Dickinson's covering the middle. Chambers is barnstorming at the back post. Takes on two. It's White. Can she get it through? Nice foot in the end by Wing. Again, turned on by Davis. Chambers, she'll have a little go. It's a decent cross, yeah. Stalker will track it down. London United can't get the ball at the moment. And that will easily, benignly in the end, but yeah, Jasmine White, fantastic run, went through about three players, and I think she did want to set up Chambers at the back almost too much, and probably should have just gone herself, potentially.
It's always a hard thing as a defender, right? You're trying to back off and not give her space to be able to get in behind, but if you keep moving back, all of a sudden you're on the edge of the 18-yard box and you're in a pretty terrible spot to try and defend.
Yeah, I would not want to be defending one-on-one on an island against some of these South Hobart attackers. Yeah, you're right, it's hard because you don't want to commit yourself because they'll go around you and then be in behind, but yeah, other times you're sat so far off that you can't impact the play anyway.
Yeah, and that's what separates the good defenders from the great defenders, right? They know when to get close, when to sort of back off, and I think with White, you want to try and stop her from turning every time she gets the ball. So if you can try and get close without letting her get behind, as she gets in behind here.
Nice little spin from White. She'll tee it up early. Hits that one pretty well. I was just saying maybe we don't want to shoot him from distance, but good contact on that one, but well wide in the end. So again, Ven probably happy to have a good sight at that one.
Yeah, I also think the camera angle for that one made that one look a little bit closer. Good shape on it. I do love a right footer shooting from that left-hand side where it's whipping into that backhand corner. But another good chance for South, but still yet to really test Ven.
Yeah, there's definitely been some good signs for them. I think White's probably been the standout so far, just trying to maze her way around Katie Hill.
Good turn.
Lovely turn. Here's Leonard. That's onside from Jones. A really nice little angled run to stay onside. But she won't get there first. Farrow. Her ball's a little bit strong. Kanagisa had made a good little movement out there to receive that pass.
Lovely sharp little turn there from Leonard. That was something out of nothing. Two players pretty close by, and she just flicks it around and creates a bit of space for her team.
Yeah, really big in for this season. Obviously spent a bit of time sort of coaching last season. Oh, that's a bit of a botched clearance from Kanagisa. I thought she got fouled on the end. Good pressure from Jones. Yeah, but just full time back playing this season. Obviously, a couple of years ago, they won the WSL. Probably one of the better players in the state for that season, and just getting her legs back and can produce something special at times.
Yeah, I believe it might have been an ACL injury. I'm not 100% certain on that, but always tough to come back from an injury like that.
Absolutely, as that's a dangerous ball. Yeah, and just I guess in women's sport generally, just one of those things that, as unfortunate as it is, has almost become part of the sport and has affected so many players. So good to see her back out here.
And just quietly, Kate Olehead headed that one as well, as we were discussing before. It's a lovely deep cross in.
It's been great corners. Farrow comes out, big punch away. Don't have to ask her twice to come and get an aerial ball. As it's a nice bit of play from Davis just to release Chambers. So on the run forward, tries to go in behind. It's Amelia Wing with the little touch, but stolen off her by White's mosquitoing around. Now we're opening the game right up here. Jones will have just Westwood to beat. It's pretty well done in the end from the South Hobart centre-back, and they'll just be able to calm it down just a tiny bit here.
It's one thing you'll have when you're playing against the South Hobart. They know when White gets the ball that the rest of the team's going to go forward, as she now attacks down the right-hand side.
4-on-1, but she goes around the outside and does kind of scoop a little shot in there.
Yeah, just to continue on that point, the rest of their team sort of gets forward, like you see the wing-back sort of trying to get in behind, which can create a good counter-attacking opportunity for Florida United there. And you saw Wing there stepping in and winning the ball, and then all of a sudden they've got a 3-on-3 break up the other end. So if they can take advantage of those counter-attacks and potentially get in behind the South Hobart defenders, there'll be some chances here today.
As just not quite knowing where her sideline was, Amelia Wing, on that occasion. Hill will chop it out. As you say, I think in probably the first half of the season, they were playing this 4-2-2-2, really old school sort of formation in South Hobart, trying to fit kind of Davis and White on the same pitch, and they've dropped Davis right back into a out-and-out midfielder role probably the last 2-3 weeks here. Yeah. And it's interesting to see how she's kind of adapted into that role, but I think it's benefited Jasmine White, as you say. She can just explore all the space up forward and gives the team a little bit more clarity potentially about what they're doing.
Yeah, I think Davis is maybe a little bit more creative as well. Like, White's obviously got really good out-and-out pace.
Chambers hits a decent one. It's chopped over the top.
But yeah, I feel like Davis has the ability to sort of drop off into those sort of little half spaces between the midfield and the front line, and potentially create a little bit more.
It's just one of those things that I don't think that many people are comfortable with these days. Like, when you and I were probably growing up, you pretty much only played 4-4-2 until probably, I don't know, until we hit sort of under-19s, under-18s level, and then everyone's doing 4-4-3 ever since. And not many people know how to play in a two-person strike force anymore, and I think that would take a bunch of time to kind of figure that out. And often it's harder for the midfielders as well, which is probably where it often falls down, is just being overrun in that area.
Yeah, when I was part of the rep programs, all we played was 4-3-3, so I feel like a lot of the kids can sort of play in those positions as they create a good chance here for White. She goes down, all ahead, go! 1-0!
Followed up well by Kate Olehead. South Hobart just doing enough to force Lonnie United into some botch tackles and the forward pressure as we were talking about, Zach. They've just got a lot of talent up there. They've got some pace. They've got some physicality, and Olehead just moseys on up from midfield and slots that one into the bottom corner.
Yeah, it wasn't a well-crafted chance or anything like that. It kind of just fell at Olehead's feet and bang, back of the net.
Yeah, sort of something out of nothing. I was sort of chewing the fat on some tactical stuff, and yep. They just weren't able to get out there. There was a couple of times where they took a couple of short goal kicks and then couldn't really get through what they needed to or put a good clearance in, and that's what will happen when you can't sort your stuff out in the back line. But they're straight back on the front foot here as Gunton with a beautiful through ball. She's on here. Can she go around Farrow? She does go down. There was contact.
Oh, I feel like Farrow might have gone in studs up there. And I'm sorry, Noah. I played with him at university, but I think he might have missed one there. I think he probably could have played the advantage to see if it went in the back of the net, but I feel like Farrow went in a little late.
Yeah, I don't think she got the ball at all there. No. I think Gunton kind of spent her rounding the keeper not that well, but definitely didn't get the ball there. And so they will get a corner anyway. It's a higher one. Farrow comes, it gets knotted down and finds Chambers, followed up by Leonard. And this has just woken United up after conceding that goal. Stalker's going to try and get South Hobart out of this one. You can see the pressure gone up for the blue shirts here, but Olahead's made a nice little run. Chambers on the overlap now. They've got White in the middle. She's offside at the moment. Will she get it? Yeah, the flag does come up. Did look fairly obvious from up here, but maybe you never are sure on that angle.
I think, Roberts, that might have been a little miss-kick there when it opened up perfectly.
Beautiful miss-kick.
Yeah, for two teammates down on the left-hand side. She was looking to go back down the right, but it opened up there, and Chambers, she's probably looked at one of the more dangerous players for South today, getting down that left-hand side.
This is where United haven't looked that confident playing out, and that's turned over again. Westwood just thumps it forward. She'll say, let's chase this one down. Wing's just going to let that one go, but I think South will be happy to concede some goal kicks, just given the way that United have been able to really crack this forward pressure.
Yeah, it's such a fine line when you're playing out from the back, right? If the team has the ability to be able to do it, then great. But if you're putting yourselves under a lot of pressure when you're trying to play out and you're creating more chances for the other team, there does come a point where maybe you need to reassess and go, is it time to just get it out and then we set back up and then we try again?
Yeah, or even just playing that first pass to invite the press and then sending it forward sort of thing. But yeah, they might have just had a little think about how they do that, but that was a better attempt on that occasion there, so they earn a free kick.
There is a slight breeze going towards South Hobart scoring end as well, so potentially if they try to kick in the air, might have the same amount of distance.
It's got in the back of that mind that sort of potentially missed free kick. I don't want to harp on referee decision making too much, but it wouldn't have been a penalty, but potentially that could have been a last person challenge there. Obviously referee saying not enough in it, and not too many complaints from the Lonnie United girls in the end, so maybe they not that aggrieved. I think the coaching staff on the sideline was probably the most aggrieved out of anyone.
I think some of the Lonnie United supporters might disagree.
Yeah,
that's true.
Alex,
but see the South Hobart bench warm up now as well. A lot of talent on that bench too.
Roberts will mosey on over to take this one. I've seen her challenge the goals from this sort of angle. She often puts a lot of curl on her set-piece delivery.
Yeah, I think Ben's aware of that. She's quite deep in her box considering how wide it is.
Goes near corner. That wasn't that far away.
Good shape.
Yeah.
I think sometimes the back post is usually the call. If you can try and whip it with pace and get it to bounce in and around that 6-yard box with the chaos that is a set piece in that area, sometimes it can just bounce on through.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, we talked about it, and she scored a goal. Just in doing the simple things.
Yeah.
Olahead back there, Davis back there. They've got some height and physicality to use. So you want to give yourself the best opportunity, but also, that wasn't a bad shape on that one. As Chambers low cross, it's a good ball in, no one there. Lovely cut back. That's a classic South Hobart move, or Ken Morton's programs across the years, implementing that one.
Under sixes through to the senior program, that one.
United, it's a lovely turn from Leonard.
Lovely ball.
I think more that she can touch the ball, the better for United. She's been really classy when she's had it. Goes around the outside. Decent cross in. Jones is there. Nice saving header from Westwood. She's been pretty crucial today, making just timely interventions.
I've been impressed with the way that Lonnie United have sort of broken through those little half spaces between the centre back and the left and right back. They're not afraid to play through that gap to try and open up for their teammates. But obviously the way that they've set up has allowed for that as well. So props to them. Dangerous from their corners so far too.
Yeah, hard team to break down. It's a decent ball again. Its delivery's been great for United. They can't get on the end of that one. Gunton was sort of had a half volley. Here's Leonard. She'll cut inside and hit a bit of a rasping one. Had a bit of... it's not the place you want it to bounce if you're a keeper, but well taken by Farrow in the end. And United, again, nice press here again. Lucy Smith's done some good work out on that wide side. Cross gets blocked, goes back to Laura Dickinson. Bouncing ball. Gunton again can't control it. That was a hard one to get at chest height. And Batchelor will see that one out well. And they are, as you say, Zach, they are a very well organised side. Lorna United. It is a 9-point gap to South at the moment, and they do have a game in hand, to be fair to them. But they're probably the team that, if you're South or Devonport, probably along with Kingborough and Knights to an extent, that you just know it's going to be very hard work to get all 3 points. And I think South will be pretty happy 25 minutes in just to be 1-0 up here.
Yeah, you're not third on the table by accident most of the time, right? Like, in a competition like this where there are 2 out-and-out really strong teams, and then the middle class is obviously a little bit closer, but you do win a lot of games from just having a lot of talent on your team, right? Kind of mumbled over that one, but we got there in the end.
It happens to the best of us. Goes Chambers now. Again, that powerful running style. It's a nice ball. White. It's a little bit of a hard hop for her to control. Watkins. This will be a developing sort of partnership this season, Watkins and Chambers. 2 pretty similar profile players, love to run forward with the ball and can use their left foot well. Davis now. Passing that ball wide.
He's done well there.
Yeah, Stalker's been really good at just retaining possession for South Hobart.
So consistent.
And
just doesn't make a lot of mistakes. Doesn't try and do too much with it. Just knows exactly what her game is and how to get the best out of herself every time she plays.
Yeah, probably one of the more unsung players for South as well in some respects. But I think her kind of re-emergence this season after not playing last year has been a really big in for South Hobart and has created probably a lot of selection headaches actually in terms of who to play where.
Ken Morgan's had those for his whole career, Alex.
Yeah, we've got probably 6 or 7 players who could start any week across the front sort of 6 positions. Here goes Davis. It's a nice ball in. White looking for Stalker, turns on it, and we've just given her the big ups as well, and then we'll collect that one.
I think Olahead's been very good today. She's hasn't had heaps of the ball, but when she's had it, she's really created a lot with bringing her other teammates in as that sort of hockey assist where the pass it creates before the cross that goes in.
Yeah, I think Roberts just being back in this team allows her to push forward a little bit more as well, and I see that that's a part of her game that she really enjoys, just mosey on forward and making that box-to-box run.
There's something you enjoy about being a central midfielder and not having to do too much defending as well.
Yeah, as a younger player, I used to think, I'm just a classic holding midfielder. But as I've gotten older, I really like to just be able to. It's a bit more running, but nice to just be able to join in on the play a little bit more and be creative in how you run, how you move, shoot sometimes as well.
Olahead taking the throw now as well. Long throw.
Oh, it's not the best clearance, but does find United player. Gunton doesn't have anything in front of her. Westwood's been an absolute rock so far for South Hobart.
And she read that one well. She'd stepped across knowing that Gunton was going to try and play that one down the line.
Davis, a bit of a skew whiff sort of cross off the left foot and a bit of a chaos ball in the end. Leonard's going to have to be clean. It's not the best clearance. He'll get a foot in and then does follow up. And away it goes for Lorna United. They're under the pump here. Definitely been South's sort of territory battle. There's a nice turn again from Stalker and gets a bit of contact and goes down, and the referee says goal kick. Not enough in that one.
Not quite a 50-50 chance that one. I think no one's made the right decision there, but very crafty.
Yeah, just enough contact there. But I think the ball was sort of, if she'd made that a little bit more of a challenging ball, not already going out of play, that would have made the ref's decision a little bit more difficult to make. They're straight back on it here, aren't they?
Yeah, they just put themselves under the pump there. As Davis hits it on the left foot, it's straight at Van again. They've taken the goal kick and they've basically put it to the corner flag. So they're putting themselves under immediate pressure straight away. So I get it if that's how you're trying to play out from the back, but you're just putting yourselves under a lot more pressure just by doing that.
Absolutely. It's been, I think that's really what's created, where the goal came from in some respects, has just been that forward pressure. But it's what's causing the issues for Lonnie United. They when they can play through it, they have looked good, but it's been few and far between, really. And that's another good ball into Jasmine White. Tries to poke it out in front of Chambers.
Yeah, should be disappointed with that pass. Just a little bit too much on it. Maybe a slight bit of bobble as it's hit her foot, but she's just tried to play Chambers in there and just missed it.
Yeah. Chambers has had a bit of space. She's not really trying to track Dickinson, who has been working forward for United. And if United do cough it up in that midfield, they're trying to release Chambers straight away. So it's another nice bit of work here from Kate Olahead, using that body well, and does get through about 3 or 4 blue shirts. They do get a little touch on it. Kanagisa will look to reload and put in a decent ball for Chambers to poke through. Yeah, really good touch. Davis goes around the outside, left foot, and blocked away by Hill, but she has Chambers there, and White as well. White's got 2 for company, goes left and has an air swing. Shot hits Stalker in the back, and away it goes. Gunton has Batchelor for company. Again, that pressing from South Hobart. Batchelor's come up well and won the ball back in a really good spot for South.
Yeah, that's the first time Davis has really got in behind.
So that's poked towards goal again. United will be happy with those sorts of opportunities there, but yes, I guess that's the other benefit of playing Davis as a 10. She can make those really direct runs.
Yeah, I think White might have been talking to the coach on the sideline there and was in a wider spot, which kind of created a bit of space for her to get in behind.
United are really having challenging time now to get out of this sort of situation. Batchelor's been really good on the press. Here goes Roberts, big sliding challenge by Gunton. It had to be made. Montana Leonard in tiny bit of space and does poke it through, but the cutting off challenge from Watkins was great, and she's made a very good overlapping run. She's in acres of space. Will Chambers use her? She goes reverse pass this time. I think okay to look that one off, but Wing misses her clearance. Here goes Davis. She's got the right foot, slots it in to the right-hand side. The forward pressure of South Hobart doing it again. And Laura Davis from a deeper position that you're normally used to, but still got an absolute nose for goal, and that will be 2 here at Darcy Street.
Lonnie United just having to defend, and sadly South Hobart, they're going to continue to have chances, and that one just spilled. Davis in a good position, one touch forward, bang into the bottom right hand corner.
Yeah, for half a second I thought United were out there. Leonard did a really good piece of work getting the turn away and getting the ball out. It just ran out of steam for them, and then straight away South Hobart back on the front foot. It opened up for them, and again Davis just such a strong player, keeping that challenge off her back, and again nice little side netting finish. United again, they won't stop pushing here. It's a decent ball in, clearance is done just enough, and down that right hand side when Dickinson has gotten forward, they've been able to get an overlap.
What a benefit for South Hobart, though, to be able to have Davis and White up forward.
Absolutely.
Right? 2 of arguably the best 2 players in the competition over the last, 5-10 years?
Yeah, and it's 2 fresh players, really. Josephine Mamich last season was absolutely incredible, and it's been out in and out of the side, and obviously a little bit of injury problem last season as well. Yeah, add her to the mix, it sort of just becomes an undeniable sort of prospect up there for them. Oh, there's a missed clearance here. Holly Jones hits it early and probably need to go the other side. Farrow comfortable in the end, but got onto the contact well, and that was a opportunistic moment for Lonnie United. I think they needed to take that one, though. Great chance.
Leonard again, she's involved in anything attacking at the moment for Lonnie United, but a great chance for Jones to potentially get the first goal today for United.
Yeah, they've definitely had some opportunities. South, obviously with the higher quality ones and all the sort of territory in possession at the moment, but still created some decent opportunities, and if they can get into the sheds 2-1 down, I think United, they'll feel that they're in the game here. I think if they're 2-0, it might just be a little bit comfy for South in the second half, but
it's funny, but both times South had scored a goal, United have had a good chance straight away. So you just hope that maybe they can harness that will to try and score a goal for a bit of a longer sustained period rather than just the 90 seconds after scoring and then immediately back under pressure.
Yeah, might even be just like progressing that ball to the midfield almost.
Yeah,
they can get something going when they get the numbers forward. But
I think, in all honesty, as well, I don't reckon there's too much of a difference in possession. Lonnie United have had a lot of the ball, despite South being up 2-0. It just all their possession's been in their defensive half. Like, I reckon at least 85% of their possession would have been in the defensive half there, as I'm just making up statistics.
It'd be nice to have some backroom support up here, but you've got to just do finger in the wind sometimes.
Yeah.
That's a challenging ball, and Van will catch it. We have said it's a beautiful day here at Darcy Street. We haven't really remarked on the wind too much. There is a bit of a breeze. You might hear it in the mics from time to time, and it's sort of just carrying towards that South Hobart end. So, just for set piece delivery, really more than anything, it's got to be a little bit aware of that, and maybe that's a thing that Lonnie United might be able to look forward to in that second half, is using the wind a little bit more as well.
I think they've got a lot of space out on that left-hand side that they haven't quite used as much out on our side here. Gunton's been in a lot of space a few times, but they have been getting a lot of joy from those wide areas, but I think they could maybe use Gunton a little bit more.
Oh, here she goes, and presses it, and we call her out straight away. Danny Gunton on the press, and chases down a Farrow clearance and straight into the back of the net, and that is 2-1 for Lonnie United. That might be the bit of luck they need just to get themselves fired up into this one.
And that's the beauty of our game, right? They didn't really look like creating a chance, weren't having a shot. Lovely bit of defensive pressure from Gunton coming in from that left-hand side. Farrow straight into her bang and deflects nicely. That could have easily gone another direction, but just reward for Lonnie United.
Just stealthily, almost in the dark of night there. I don't think she got a call, Farrow, at all, that Gunton was there. And then saw her think, oh, God, I've got to get rid of that one. And bangs it straight into her. And I take that every day of the week, just a goal off your back.
Yeah. I'll take him however I get him, to be honest.
Absolutely. But in the lead-up to that, I thought again, Leonard did some good stuff just going through the midfield there. Obviously didn't eventuate in a proper, like, sort of open goal opportunity, but created the forward pressure at least. As South Hobart now, they won't want to sort of let the game sort of go off that. I'll think, look, we've done all the hard work to sort of be 2 goals up, and then a bit of a mistake. But equally, if you're a Lonnie United fan, you might say that first one as well. It probably could have gone a different way with a different bounce, but that's football for you.
I think in this last 5 minutes as well, the South midfield has, I don't know if they've just got a bit excited, but they've got a little bit too far forward, and there's been some spaces for the centre mids from Lonnie United to be able to pick up the ball. So Roberts has sort of been left at the 6, and once again they're out the other side. So I don't know if it's maybe the way they're trying to set up, which is obviously quite a high press to put the pressure on Lonnie United. But if United can keep breaking that down, then they're going to create some chances.
Yeah, Nostradamus-like call there. They've just done exactly that, Zach, and here they go. Here they go with Leonard, and should try and go around Watkins, and that's a good foot in from the fullback. Yeah, and as much as we probably harp on, and a lot of people harp on about playing out when it's not going well, it looks like the worst thing in the world. Yeah. But that's why you do it. If you can invite, overcommittal from the South Hobart midfield there, then you have space, and they've been able to do it from time to time. It just means it is quite risky at the same time, isn't it?
Absolutely, but high risk, high reward. They've scored a goal and it's 2-1.
And that creates a good sort of momentum to this game heading into half time. We've got about 6 or 7 minutes to go here in this one.
Knowing the talent that South Hobart have got, they know that they've probably given away a goal that they didn't really need to. So I'm sure that they will push quite hard for this next 6-7 minutes to get that momentum back before half time.
And equally, if United can rob one here, I think that goal's just actually just given them a little bit of confidence here.
Sparks them up a little bit.
Davis takes the ball off wing. It's well in as well, and breaking away beautifully there by
Cater, I think.
Cater, sorry. Haven't sort of seen too much of her today, actually. That's probably why it's like...
I was going to make a point of it a bit earlier, that when the last game that I watched here, she was involved in a lot of stuff. She started at the back and then moved into the midfield. But today she hasn't quite got on the ball quite as much.
She's fair almost giving away there. Finds think it was Laura Dickinson out there on the wide side. Sorry, Amelia Wing on the right-hand side. Dickinson had set up quite high. I think that's where they're looking to release. They're trying to get Laura Dickinson up into that space. But that was a bit hairy.
Nice throw.
Here goes Watkins. She's come forward now. Spins around the outside and well in again. Cater with a challenge on that occasion.
It's quite a dangerous one, that low bullet throw into the 18-yard box. Yes, your long deep throw can be quite dangerous as well, but if you can bullet one into your teammate, that's even more dangerous than looping one up.
Spot on again with that one, as Olahead does put the long throw in and easily taken by Van. She'll launch it forward. This time not opting to play out, and Cannon's around in the midfield for a second, and South will come away with it. Again, now Stalker and Chambers have swapped wings here just for the last 5 minutes of the half.
Yeah, I'd like to see Watkins maybe get into those wider areas now that Stalker's on that left-hand side. Yeah. She's probably going to look to cut in, so if Watkins can maybe get in behind and use that left foot of hers, that'd be a great result for the South.
Yeah, definitely an opportunity for both South Hobart fullbacks to kind of go around the inverted wingers. As White has had a lot of the pill today, gets taken off her on that occasion. Held up again by Leonard. She's got some space on this outer side. She just wants to get it on a preferred foot. Puts a left-footed one in the end. It does find Gunton. She can switch it back. Big challenge by Roberts had to be made. Gunton almost getting it out there for Lucy Smith. Roberts cannoning through again. Gunton with a nice little ball, but a little bit too far in front of Dickinson. Again, you can see the vision for United. Yeah. And they were very close to releasing there again. Leonard just maybe took it. Well, I don't blame her for it. She was under a lot of pressure and got the ball out to Gunton in the end, but gave Batchelor just enough time to sort of recover there. Yeah,
good bit of nous from Gunton, though, to touch back inside and really create a little bit more, knowing that her teammates are on the far side. Would have been easy for her to sort of turn and try and take on the defender from the around the left, but for her to sort of bring the ball back inside, nearly created a little bit on that right-hand side.
Yeah, they've got some experience up there for sure, United. That one gets chopped into the middle. Chambers is running it down. She'll always run hard at a football, and then hasn't made too many mistakes with her hands today, so she'll collect nicely. And they will play out again. Just need to make sure they've got a plan when they do it. I think that's really the key. Don't know if they were really expecting it. Wings under a lot of pressure from Olahead and just chops it in the middle. Davis clears her feet. It's taken out. Goes down. No free kick given. And the referee will stop it just for injury. I think Davis will want it to stop, so she'll have a bit of a chat to the referee and say, what were you doing there?
I think that one could have been a free kick. I don't think it was the first challenge. I think it was the second challenge. I think it might have been Wing coming in a little bit strongly there.
Yeah, you see this in basketball a lot, where people sort of get pushed into a screen or something like that, and it's not the actual foul or the person defending it initially. It's kind of the second action, sometimes in footy as well. I think that was probably it, where it was not a bad challenge, and then also taken out in the action as well.
Yeah, so as we roll now into the 44th minute, you just hope that one of United can stay resolute in their defending and not concede, as they've got two players out to this corner. We'll be interesting to see if they go for the short option, or if Chambers is maybe just trying to get a bit of momentum.
It's looped in by Robertson. Her radar just hasn't been quite right today off the corner.
Yeah, we saw that free kick earlier that threatened, but it just didn't quite have that little bit extra to put Van under a bit of pressure.
Yeah, again, it is a slightly challenging wind. It doesn't look like it sort of in the corner of either side, but it's also blowing quite hard towards that goal. It's sort of on and off a little bit, gusting kind of wind at the moment. It might not come across just in what you can see on TV.
Yeah, South have pressed a bit better this time.
That's really nicely set up. Chambers will win it back straight away, and again, just everyone forward for South Hobart.
Yeah, so the last couple of times Roberts has sort of sat off. Olahead's been a bit deeper, but this time they've gone man to man, and they're going, okay, if you want to try and play out from the back now, let's see you do it.
Chambers getting on the ball again, chopped inside by Batchelor, goes away by a Cater. Olahead Take a bit of time. Batchelor's come over nicely, but Westwood will collect and she'll just launch it forward. It's not a bad little ball. It sits down for Davis. Doesn't catch her strike that cleanly. And South will try to recycle again here. We'll go to Watkins. Down the line. Stalker. Chopped in. Looking for White in the middle there. Cleared away. Roberts follows up with a decent looking shot. You can see a bit of a crowd catch in on that one, but caught it pretty well. Good trajectory on it, and just a little bit wide again from Lucy Roberts.
Yeah, I don't reckon there'll be much out of time here. Maybe a minute or two.
Yep.
No real stoppages. The 3 goals though, so I think the rule of thumb's usually 30 seconds of added time per goal. So I'll be interested to see what referee Noah.
Dangerous pass. All ahead, hunting it down. Oof, bit of a shot clearance. Ben has to take evasive action. A tremendous save in the end. That had some wicked spin on it. She's gone, both hands tipped over the bar, and Lonnie United have to sort out what they're doing playing out here. It's getting a little bit heavy. All the South Hobart players just sitting on top of the box here.
One deflection at the other end,
yep.
Ended in a goal, and then one down this end.
It's been chaos today.
Yeah, that's a good save from Ben. She would not have been expecting that to come back towards the goal, but does a great job. I think she might have thought that it was going to land in a nice spot for her to grab, and it's just kept spinning and spinning, and she's done well to put that over the bar.
Roberts again a little bit too skinny on that one. She might want to come out early and just have 1 or 2 as they head into the sheds. 2-1 to South Hobart here at Darcy Street. An entertaining half of football. A bit of chaos in the box at both ends. But South probably good value for their 2-1 lead. But Lonnie United not out of this at all. They've had some great chances. Montana Leonard in particular have been creating well for them. So they'll have an opportunity in this second half going in. How do you see that one, Zach?
South Hobart clearly the better team. I really enjoyed the way that the Lonnie United were trying to play, and I know we're probably being a little harsh in how they were playing out from the back, but I really do enjoy teams that really try and play that way.
Yep.
So I think half-time, coach have a chat. They'll find ways to be able to break down that South Hobart press a little bit better, and potentially there could be some more goals out there, but looking forward to this second half.
Yeah, when they have broken the press, they've looked really good, so it's one of those risk-reward situations, and I hope you will be looking forward to that second half at home, because we certainly are. So we'll be back in just a few moments here at Darcy Street.
All great eras leave a legacy. In this golden age of peak chicken, that legacy is crumbs. McWings are here at
You say you love McMuffins so much, and yet you choose McCafe's delicious new blend first.
All great eras leave a legacy. In this golden age of peak chicken, that legacy is crumbs. McWings are here at Macca's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
You say you love McMuffins so much, and yet you choose McCafe's delicious new blend first. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
All great eras leave a legacy. In this golden age of peak chicken, that legacy is crumbs. McWings are here at Macca's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
You say you love McMuffins so much, and yet you choose McCafe's delicious new blend first. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
excited, but also very scared.
Yeah. More into the NFL. Yeah, okay. It's just easier to follow when
That's it.
because it's like just over the weekend.
Yeah.
It's the NBA.
Yeah.
Or is it when there's so many games?
I think I'm just the playoffs starting.
Yeah.
Like, I watch a couple of games here and
Yeah.
there just to keep up with it.
I'm a Mavs fan, so I might be backing it down a little bit.
No, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. After the trade, I'll be... I think I'll be closer towards... Welcome back to the second half of this WSL matchup between South Hobart and Launceston United. 2-1 to South at the moment, as we'll get back underway with a quick kick from Launceston United. We're back straight into the action through Danielle Gunton. Challenge through from Ruby Batchelor and go out for a goal kick. My name's Alex Murray, and welcoming back alongside me is Zach Peace. And Zach, a bit of an energetic start to this one as Dickinson trying to chase the ball down, but an intriguing first half setting up for hopefully a good second half as well.
I don't mind that off the kick-off, to be honest. Just putting it into the corner, putting the opposing team under pressure straight away. Gunton, I thought, made a pretty good appeal. I nearly would have given her the corner just on the appeal line, but as Davis now breaking through the middle.
Just trucks over a Cater. Here's White. She's got some space for Chambers.
Well shut down.
Yeah, well shut down there. I think that was wing there. Roberts in space. Well hounded by Chamberlain.
That's one thing South maybe could have done a little bit more. Like, I know that it's quite easy for them to sort of play it long to wide and knowing the talent that she's got, but maybe they could try and circulate the ball a little bit more and use their centre-backs to actually try and play out from the back.
Yeah, I think that's probably, I don't know, my thing with South Hobart is they do get a little bit...
Brute one almost.
Yeah, exactly. They often only have one or two sort of styles of play, and it's always forward all the time, which often works when you've got this much talent, such as Jasmine White. But if they do start banging their head against the wall a little bit at times, and if I think, okay, maybe use Roberts a little bit more, pass it around the back, maybe try just a few different looks. It's often get it to our forward players, run forward, use our dribbling talent, and look, it works for them. But you know, maybe every now and then just having a bit of a change up to go to.
Yeah, and I think that's the beauty of Devonport, right? They can play in many different styles, and if South can maybe manage to do that a little bit better, then potentially they might be able to start challenging Devonport playing in a few different ways.
Yeah, I'm hoping to see more like that Stake Cup final, absolute goal fest. But yeah, I'm often impressed with how Devonport are just happy often just to not play with the ball if they don't want to. As this has been Lonnie United's MO today. Leonard sets it up. And they've got a good break on. That's a direct ball on. It's a really big challenge. Had to be made by Kanagisa, but they get the rebound. Gunton sets it up, hits it well. Top corner. What a goal from Danny Gunton. First one hits her back, but don't have to tell her twice there. That's an amazing goal. And they knot it up here at Darcy Street just after half-time.
Top right-hand corner. Turns. Bang. You love to see it.
What a goal. I played the wind beautifully there as well.
Yeah, the only thing I wouldn't mind being in the linesman's shoes right now. I feel like maybe the Lonnie United striker might have come from an offside position to get the ball back, but hey, we might have to watch that one back, but take nothing away from that shot. It was a hell of a strike.
Absolutely looking for replay there. South now. They've been challenged here. It's 2-2. Can they go back in front? Davis rounding her opponent. Well, shoved off it. Good save from Venn. Here goes Dickinson. And you can just see the energy in this one just gone up a touch. The voices on field, at least from the girls in blues, really coming through. And
yeah, I think South are a little rattled right now, if I'm honest, Alex. Like, they seem to be under a little bit more pressure. It's 2-2. Yes, they scored those 2 goals in the first half, but now they've got to answer. I'm interested to see how the next 10-15 plays out.
And this is the thing, it's the backs against the wall. Can they respond? They came through a really stiff challenge a couple of weeks ago against Glenorchy Knights very well in the end. Knights went 1-0 up and probably had the best of the first half, I would say, in that game, and they were able to get over the line in that one. But here we go, Lucy Smith challenging Kanagisa. Her headers just does enough, and they get some numbers back. They've still got 4 players high here, South. I think this is the thing that I think Lonnie United obviously said, look, if we are able to break their press, we'll have numbers advantages. Yeah. And Leonard again has been super influential. Lovely little turn. Here's Jones. She's got 2 players on the overlap. Roberts' clearance will find one of those players.
Little agricultural there from Kanagisa, bringing her down.
There goes Smith. Back to Smith again and Gunton. Wing now. Decent ball. Cutting inside. There's no one there.
No, is that a shot?
Yeah, I think that was... Yeah, I'm not sure what was going on there. Chelsea wing will just chase it down just in case.
Just going back to that goal as well. So, United had a 3-on-1 counter-attack, and I think it might have been Kanagisa back there who was the one. She did well to sort of thwart that first effort, but it just goes back to South maybe getting a little bit too eager and a few too many players going forward.
Yeah, well, Kanagisa was the only one back there, and if she didn't make that intervention, that would have been an even easier opportunity.
Yeah.
I think Gunton would have waltzed in at the back post there and just put that one away. But she did well. But
long throw here from Dickinson.
Yeah, I think pretty much every time. I think sometimes they could actually play for it a bit better. They often underestimate her own throwing power because she can stick it pretty much anywhere on the park, and that was a big throw there, but nothing doing for United. Here goes Davis. That's some nice footwork. We'll release White. Amelia Wing does well. Just got on the right side of that one. Maybe could have gone the wider option to Chambers. Slightly safer.
I think Wing's been quite good. She's managed to stop a couple of those South attacks on that left-hand side.
Yeah, I think they're pretty under the pump for a fair bit of time, especially in that first probably 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Katie Hill was getting run out quite a lot, and I think Wing sort of stepped up to be more of the player marker, and Hill being able to sort of sweep a little bit more. Here is Wing. Ooh, and again, we won't big up players too much just for their own sake, and don't want to curse them there. And they do earn a little handball there, South Hobart.
But United doing probably what South could do, right? Play the ball around at the back, keep a bit of possession rather than just the out-and-out long, fast away, that quick ball forward. I would just like to see it a little bit more from South.
They go forward again. They will find Chambers. Nice little poke away again by Wing. She'll just have to manage Chambers wanting to get on her left foot. Does find some space. Decent cross. Hill heads away. Now Chelsea Wing with some space. Ball in for Leonard.
At least they're out again. So you got 4 players from South Hobart all on the other side of the ball. Yep. They need to work harder back.
Yeah, and I think this is the thing where you've got a converted midfielder, Davis, who's coming into playing a 10, you know. And they're letting a lot of defensive work being done just by their centre-backs here.
Yeah. And especially the way that the United have been countering quite well so far. So I think if they can maybe continue to create a little bit, I think the chances are going to keep coming.
And they'll have another good one here through Laura Dickinson. She's just controlling traffic here, and this is what they need to do, is just let her say, I'll throw it to a spot, and she gets it there pretty well. It's away just well enough. Here's Davis. She's had a few of those good flicks and gets out of trouble well. Have to be pretty clean here. It's nicely done.
Fulton
there, and then Wing again. And Dickinson, can she keep it in? Not quite.
Yeah, she did move a long way down there. Watkins trying to take every inch.
Don't think she threw it from much further back there. Doesn't matter in the end, as Dickinson goes in very hard and does pretty well to just hold another throw in there.
8 minutes in. United definitely they've been on top since they've come out at half-time. It'll be interesting to see what the coach maybe said in the post-game press. It'll be interesting to find out what he said to his team at half-time.
Absolutely. Jones. And another 50-50 ball, nearly through from Leonard. Olahead's pass is just a little bit skimmed, and doesn't find Stalker. She's working hard back. That's what they need a little bit more of from South, is just getting the ball in these sorts of areas. And it's well done by Jones again. She's got Dickinson with some space, and that's not her best ball. Was trying to curl it to the back post and sliced it away.
I think the execution was just a little bit off there.
Yeah.
That whip ball across can be so dangerous. You maybe want one or two players from the United there rather than just the one, just to maybe create a little bit more, but I don't mind it.
Now South have just trying to play out, and they've turned it over here. Here's Jones with a bit of space, skimmed through. Leonard's got heaps of time and pops it into the top corner. 3-2 to Lonnie United. They've come back from 2 down with 2 great goals in this second half. Leonard had all the time in the world to make sure of that one, and make sure that she did. And South are a bit rattled here, Zach.
Yeah, that was a lovely little flick, sort of half leave, knowing that she had her 2 teammates on the far side, and a great finish by Leonard. And just reward, I think she's arguably been the best player on the pitch today.
Oh, she'd be in my votes for sure, probably taking close to all 3, especially if Lonnie United go on to win this one. But it's heaps of time to play in this one, and don't count this South Hobart team out. They've got talent all over the pitch, but just got themselves in a bit of trouble playing out there. Kanagisa's pass was a bit under hit. Obviously got that experience, and obviously you normally trust her in those sorts of situations, and just able to create off the press. Maybe the wind in this game, maybe we've underrated a little bit. I think
it's a 2-goal breeze, maybe.
Yeah, teams have been having problems going towards that end, as Chambers is fired up now. She puts in a big challenge. He's got White in there. It's a nice ball in. White's on the end of it, and just off her shin. It's a really good ball from Maddie Chambers, splitting the defence and the keeper.
They're the ones you love as a striker, the inviting ball where you can run onto it without having to break stride. And I don't know, White scored plenty of those in her career, so I'm surprised she didn't bury that one.
Take a bit of a bobble, I think. It was a hard hop. And yeah, the pitch is in okay condition, but it is a feature of play here. You'll get a bit of a bobble, but good run and really good cross. So South are fired up here. They're going to try and get back into this one. I think they know what's at stake here. They don't want to be able to give Devonport a 5-point gap here in this one. But as we said earlier in this game, you just can't count this Lonnie United team out. They are a team of a lot of talent, a lot of experience, and don't underestimate them. Underestimate them at your peril.
I'm just interested to see how South react. So,
watch clearance again. Here's Gunton at the back post. Good recovery from Ruby Batchelor. Had to make it. Does pretty well in the end. Just shield it off there from Danny Gunton.
Yeah, so South enjoy playing the game when it's on their terms. So now that they're 3-2 behind, how are they going to react? Are they going to be a little bit frantic? The first 5 minutes since that 3rd goal, they've maybe been a little bit too route one. So maybe they just need a second. I don't think Ola Head has really touched the ball in this first half, and she was involved in absolutely everything in that first half for all the really good attacking chances for South. So I think they need to try and get their midfield into the game rather than going from defence straight to forward, as Ola Head now gets the ball. Yeah,
and she impacts it well, though, and that's what they need a bit more of, is using her a bit more. Yeah, she probably would have been close to my best on in that first half, as White does some really good footwork, and Katie Hill, just the body, you can't get past her. Can be a brick wall at times. And United with a bit of, that was almost a little skip pass again from Leonard. Roberts with a crucial intervention. They don't really have a lot to kick to, but it's a good ball up. Dickinson's come forward again, and she's challenging Watkins again. It's been a good battle all day between these two. Uses her strength very well. Goes around the outside. Gets the ball into the box. It's chopped away by Kanagisa and also Westwood there. And gets it out of play, and it'll go for a goal kick. And just these balls into the box has been really challenging for the South Hobart defence.
What a nice battle down that right-hand side, though.
It's been tremendous all day.
Yeah. Neither player wanting to give their opponent even a little bit.
We'll say for South, they probably don't have their normal full complement of kind of attacking players off the bench. No Mamich on the team sheet today. She would be very handy to throw into this one. Obviously, Pishon Choi out with a really long-term injury going back to last season. Can be a difference maker as well, and him at Sartsos as well, out injured. So got a little bit less in terms of off the bench kind of looks to challenge this. They might look to Phoebe Clifford to kind of get some thrust from fullback, but then again, Watkins and Batchelor have been pretty good in doing that. So we'll see what happens for them. See what Ken Morton comes up with.
I wouldn't mind seeing a change through the midfield, maybe potentially. I think you just need to get their midfielder either a little bit more involved, to just try and create a little bit more.
Yeah, maybe. Also missing Aaliyah Browning today as well. So that's just the depth they normally have, and they've still put an amazing 11 out on the pitch. But I think she would be the one that if you had her, you think, okay, we can change up our midfield. She can play pretty much anywhere, and she can do a lot of different things. So they'll be without sorely missing her so far, as Leon United continue to just keep territory in their half at the moment.
I also think it doesn't matter what team you're playing for. Or as Akita's picked up the ball in a good spot.
Here's Leonard. What can she do this time? Spinning one way. Sort of half fakes another one. Dickinson with a decent looking ball. Will Gunton run out of room? I like the idea again. And not the worst sort of area to put it into early.
Yeah, as I was saying just before, I think you can get to this time of year where you're around about the halfway point in the season. There's a couple of injuries. There might be a Europe trip in there as well. You never know. So it can always be hard for a team to really test their depth in who they're bringing off the bench or even who they're having to start.
100%. I mean, you and I know it too well playing at university, but across other clubs, also uni exams, dark mofo, a lot of sickness happening across Hobart at the moment. So yeah, teams are going to be a little bit stretched. That's a really good piece of defensive work from Akita. Had to work very hard and gets it away there. It's a little bit of a follow-up, but doesn't complain about it. We'll have to see that. Just doing a wind sprint from midfield and gets it back again. She's got Leonard in acres. Pops it over top for her a little bit strong.
Akita's just starting to have a bit of influence on this game too. Like we spoke about it in the first half, that we feel like she didn't quite have the ball as much, but now that they're having a little bit more possession and possession in good areas too, they're starting to really put their stamp on this game.
Yeah, I think United's midfield's starting to really get in the game. There's Wing, gets it forward to assist her, and then Dickinson with an interesting little ball. I think her teammates weren't quite attuned to what she was doing there. Jones will get it back, pop it up to the middle of the box. Kanagisa away. I guess it's just changed her. Sorry, Westwood away.
If that one had been on target, that would have been a nasty one for Jenna Farrow to deal with. Those high ones, when the wind's swirling, you never know what can happen. Go
back to that save that Jaslyn Venn made off that similar sort of opportunity, big spinning ball, and had to make the save. And you think now, 3-2 up, it could have been 3-0 down at that point. It's a massive turnaround in this game, and those little moments, they often go a long way to shaping the contest.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest, half an hour into this game, I didn't see it. That Lonnie United were going to be able to get back into this game, but full credit, I'm sorry for running you off, girls.
Yeah, they've been massive in this first 20 minutes of the second half. Another big throw will come in from Dickinson. Challenging ball, good nod on from Akita. Comes down into the box. Akita will follow up. Slices away by Batchelor. It's all hands on deck here for South Hobart. A lot more defensive work they've had to do in this second half.
And that long throw landed in the perfect spot, in between two Lonnie United players, and just that little bit of a scramble that can put the opposing team under just a little bit of threat.
Here's Wing. Chelsea Wing looking for an option. Has to look for Amelia Wing. Now White. She's got some space to run into. Katie Hill could just play her offside, but doesn't, so she'll have a one-on-one. Skips over the top, and probably didn't have to do too much in the end then, Katie Hill. She'll just lump it away up the line. And United now will have to get in defensive shape. Roberts with a bit of space. She needs some options. She'll get White, who misses her pass. We'll come back to Roberts. All ahead now. Got no one overlapping on that wide side there. Stalker's got very narrow, and Batchelor realised probably he's touched too late. Gunton tracking her pretty hard anyway.
See, Roberts got the ball now. There's no options in front of her. Yeah. All the players are either too high, so circulate the ball, keep it.
Yeah, this is where Olahead really needs to get involved. That's a really good ball from Westwood, though. And overlapping again is Watkins. Cater got there, but ricochets back off Watkins, who shapes to shoot and hits a decent one, and had to be clean there, Van. If she parried, that would have been straight into the path of the South Hobart attacker.
And look at that. South Hobart circulate the ball from CDM back to centre back. Comes out the other side and they have a good chance. So I just feel like they can be a little bit more creative in the way that they're building up the game.
Well, Leonard again with a lovely little releasing pass. Jones now over the top for Smith. Her ball is a little bit wasteful. But they've really worked out how to play through this press, and yeah, it's not quite the all hands to the deck forward press either from South Hobart, so it's allowed United to just have this space to do a bit of this. 1-2 passing, away by Roberts. Wing will be clean. Here's Olahead now. She released White. Again, one-on-one with Katie Hill. Just holds up on the turf there. Nicely done. Beautiful 1-2. White in a bit of space now. Shapes on her right foot. Looks for the back post. Good save from Venn. And cleared away only for now. Olahead with a hard touch and a tough bobble on the left foot to deal with.
Yeah, and that was brave by Venn. She took a step noting that White was probably looking for that bottom right-hand corner. And sometimes that can not come off and that can go into the bottom left-hand corner. So good effort by White, but even better save by Venn.
Yeah, I think that's White's probably best move of the game there. Really set herself up to take that one well. But
and good little wall pass from Davis.
Yes,
as well.
Absolutely. That was a lovely little release pass there. Again, it's just that extra step that draws in a midfielder or something like that. It's not cannoning, just putting in sort of White to chase down. It actually gives her a bit more space to work into. As Chambers, her cross is snuffed out by Katie Hill. Leonard. It's a pretty good ball in the end to Jones. She's got Smith in the middle. Can Smith carry it? Roberts has done well to hold her up.
Ooh.
Yeah, just holding all over her there.
A yellow card too. I think that's quite a tactical foul there by Roberts.
Yeah. As a ex-defensive midfielder, you take those ones every day of the week.
You've got to have them in your pocket though, to pull out when you need to, and just make sure you're not up to your 5th yellow card, and then you got to pay the fine.
Yeah, she did pretty well just to impact that contest. Actually, that could have easily been a lot more troubling for South Hobart. Instead, they will have a free kick from Makeda to deal with. She thumps it forward. It's got a bit of backspin on it. Well headed away by Westwood. Olahead had to move it quickly. Watkins does well to draw 2 players. Now Chambers again gets wide in a one-on-one. She's had a bit of trouble controlling those ones just on her outside. Leonard comes across and makes a challenge, but just only as far as White. Goes around the outside and does get chopped down. And that's that low centre of gravity weaving run from Jasmine White. And this will be a tasty sort of opportunity for Lucy Roberts. Or Daniel Kanagisa also wandering up for this one. Well, looks like Kanagisa will take it. Maybe on this right-hand... Oh, okay, Olahead. Okay, no. They've worked it out.
I think that's the adverse of what just happened in the middle of the park there, that Lonnie United had to make a foul in that spot. Yep. So I feel like that was the right decision. Yes, they've got a free kick in a good area, and I'm sure Kanagisa will test Venn here, but we'll see.
Here she go, loads up, it okay, and always rising over the bar. A bit too much backspin on that one from Kanagisa.
Yeah, you wonder if Roberts maybe should have been the one to take that one, noting prowess from set pieces. Yeah,
I've got a few players who can definitely challenge Olahead and Kanagisa. Watkins can hit them from there as well. I've seen her put a few away in her time. Just always rising. Again, they've got a bit of that headwind to deal with, so any backspin's just going to carry over the bar like that. It's not the best clearance from Venn. Davis trying to barnstorm through and does just cop a little challenge on the way out.
I think United were happy to play longer there, so I think the instruction might have been from the coach at halftime that, yes, play out, but when it's there, and then when we're under the pump, now that you got the wind, the ball will probably travel a little bit further in the air. But really, they've just put themselves back under the pump by the ball kick from the keeper. But the right idea was there.
Yeah. South are just getting a sub already. I think that looks like Lucy Booth down there, but they'll wait for Roberts to take this free kick. Will she shoot again? This is pretty much exactly the same area she took it in the first half. Nice sliding ball in. Venn had to make a little intervention there. Might have just been sliding wide, but I think not taking any chances there.
No, I feel like the South player might have been able to get on the end of that if she didn't punch it away, so she's done a good job.
Beautiful trajectory on that one from Roberts. And they've got Chambers and Olahead here again. If I was the coach, I'd want Olahead in there, but they will take it short, so she will get it here. Teed up for her. Will she shoot? Turns it back. Chambers stays onside. Nice low ball. The clearance is not the best, but does get worked out by Chelsea wing in the end.
Good result for Lonnie United having Abby Chugg and de Klerk on the bench now as we see them warming up. I think they'll definitely be turned to at some point in the game.
Yep. And, two different sort of options. De Klerk, defensive midfielder or centre-back, and Chugg is just getting in the way of Shame as Watkins.
Don't mind it.
That was a borderline foul throw there from Watkins, and she'll get it back and turn into a wall of blue shirts. And now Westwood. She's been pretty good in these sort of situations by spreading wide. Batchelor. And just trying to spend it before she had it there. It's got time, though.
No foul.
Gunton does well to turn that one over. It's wing. Man United have been really good in these tight spaces, just playing out of trouble in the second half. And here we go with the substitution. Phoebe Clifford also coming on, as well as Lucy Booth. Who's in a different number to what she's on at least the match day program. I will just double check that they've got that right.
Yeah, number 18. Doesn't seem to be on the program there.
That's all right. Printing error from the South Hobart Locals, but one of the few clubs that do a match day program, so we won't lambast them for it.
That's very appreciated.
very, very appreciated.
So Robert's off.
It is Lucy Booth.
Yeah. Maybe back 3 now? No, still back 4.
Yeah, been playing pretty flexibly with Akeda kind of pushing up and pushing back when she's needed. That's not a good ball from wing. It's really put her sister under a lot of pressure here. Chambers hits it. Oh, geez, from that angle I thought almost could have found its way into the side netting there, but and White had made a pretty good run in the end there.
Yeah.
Almost found a way to her as well.
I think Chambers might be a little bit disappointed with her first touch there. I feel like she kind of let it get away from her a little bit, and she was kind of shaping for a shot on her booming left foot there, but couldn't quite pull the trigger, and the cross didn't quite get there either. One of those cross-come shots.
3-2 here to Launceston United at the moment. Been very, very even since they've taken that third goal. I think really anyone could win it here. I'd almost have money on a draw potentially. And we've still got 20 minutes to play in regulation. Don't think there'll be too much injury time as yet. Here's Jones, who's made some good little impacts today, and she'll run past Danielle Canagisa. Has back up in Clifford though. Watkins will clear away. Stalker. Gunton. Oh, she hit a goal from here earlier.
Yeah.
For a second she would wind up. I think just enough done by Westwood and Olahead there. So
I think Stalker maybe needs to have a little bit of influence on this second half. I don't think she's touched the ball many times, and she was pretty crucial for South, creating a little bit on that right-hand side during that first half, and obviously United's had a little bit more possession. Interesting to see if they can just try and change the tide of this game a little bit.
I should also remark on the players who've come off, with Roberts coming off and Booth slotting into that midfield. So different types of players, really. Booth, she has been on in WSL, sort of a runner, covers a lot of ground. As Danny Gunton, the goal scorer, one of the best goals you will see, has done her work for the day. And Izzy de Klerk coming on. Looks like she might have jumped the gun a little bit, with Amelia Wing also coming off, and they'll make both of their subs with Abby Chugg coming on as well.
A little surprised by that. I think Gunton's probably been the second best on ground behind Montana Leonard. So obviously Chugg, a great player in her own right. So maybe the fresh legs is what they're after, noting that there's only 15, 20 minutes to go in this game.
I think Amelia Wing had a really good game as well, actually.
Yeah.
So it might be a little bit of a challenge for Izzy de Klerk to come straight into this one, and you can see there just missing a little touch there. But you want to get a touch on it early at least. Yeah. She'll play it straight to Leonard. He's been so good at playing out of those tight areas. De Klerk will chop it forward. A missed clearance by Canagese, who tried to slide in. Jones, well done by Westwood, and gets fouled in the end. Westwood's had a pretty good game in terms of physicality.
It's always hard coming off the bench as well. I feel like your heart rate's up after sitting on the bench, and then you come on to a game that's pretty hot, right? It's a good save there by Ven. She's just snuck in behind and pulled that one in.
Yeah, they might have just made a little slight tweak at the back here, Lonnie. It looks like they're going out and out 3 at the back with Dickinson kind of as a... and maybe even Smith as a wing back.
Yeah.
Dickinson for sure, and I'm sure Akeda will drop back, and then Chelsea wing as well. But de Klerk playing as a wide centre back, and that's well done by Akeda. I think she did get fouled there. Yeah, and she's been a lot more involved in this second half, and I think for the better for Lonnie United fans.
Yeah, she just seems to get her foot in when a lot of other players mightn't potentially be able to make a tackle. So, yeah, props to her for lifting in this second half and giving Lonnie United every chance of winning this game.
I think it's underrated having like 1 or 2 players in your team that almost their primary attribute is just how much ground they cover, how much she runs, and she runs hard as well, and you can see how she covered well again. So she's stuck back here, but it will be Akeda to make the clearance as Olahead can't get her ball through. De Klerk will just have to be clean here. She's got Chambers for company. You don't want her rabbiting away behind you, but she's done well to get around. The ball is headed away by Danielle Kanagisa. Chug now, her first touch of the game. Away by Kanagisa again. Chelsea wing to taken off her by Davis. Just clipped enough as the referee. I think there was enough contact in that one.
Yeah.
Davis definitely not agreeing with that.
Yeah, it's one of those runs where she's behind and she's just tried to reach her foot in there to try and win the ball, and sadly just taken a little bit of leg before winning the ball.
Yeah, you always feel aggrieved with those ones when you actually are on the opposite end of that, because you've probably got enough of the ball there.
Yeah, and the fans see that the whole ball's been won, right?
Yeah, just the wrong angle really for the referee. Wing will stand over this one. This could be, if Lonnie United go 4-2 up here, it'll be a long road back for South Hobart against the wind here. It's not the best delivery, but Kanagisa looks like she just, copped that on the top of the head. And those ones could ring your bell a little bit.
Yeah.
Just went straight down.
Big time.
That ball almost, the way she kicked it almost felt like it was more pumped than some of the other balls, which I don't want to make light of, but they do hurt. Especially if you don't quite catch it on the part of your head you were expecting. She's up now.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where headers, like, we've all done headers where we've felt a little bit dizzy afterwards, right? So she's done the right thing by just taking a second, making sure that she's okay, and then getting back up. Yeah,
100%. You want to make sure your players are okay. She's, just taking a sec just to get herself ready. As both teams take the opportunity just to take a bit of a break and maybe take on some instructions from the sideline. As Farrow gets us underway, Kanagisa will be off just for a minute as she just has a little chat to one of the training staff for South as Davis tries to get around Akeda. Akeda's gone down again. Maybe she's just struggling with a bit of cramp now, actually.
Yeah, she has covered a lot of ground.
And she's okay for now. They don't really have much to deal with. Yeah, just a bit, so maybe even winded to cop that one maybe in a bad spot. Feeling her calf now, so don't know if they've got anyone else on the actual sheet here, Lonnie United. I might just take another look at that and see if they've got anyone.
Yeah, I've got Willow Evans and Kiara Jones.
Not on the dribble sheet.
Yeah, okay.
In the squad. Oh, Kiara Jones. Yes, they do have one more sub. So she's warming up, and I think they might need to call on her. Akeda, big cramp. They just felt it after that Chambers challenge, and then making a couple extra efforts.
I think you only take Akeda off if she really wants to come off. Though. She has been an absolute rock through the middle of the park there. So you hope that she can continue, because she's been a massive component of United being up 3-2 here.
I can see Wing bringing a drink bottle across. Hopefully that's some sort of pickle juice infused water or electrolyte rich salts or something. Just back up, but once you sort of get that first one, you might be able to keep going for a bit, but she might also need just a quick break, and that might give Kanagisa a little bit of time. She's come back on now, and I want to stay organised back there south. They still have a couple of subs up the sleeves if they want it as well.
So about to go into the 79th minute of this game. South Hobart, they haven't really had too many chances of late. I feel like the the last 10 minutes, the game's just kind of been just floating along without too many chances to either side. So I feel like something's got to give here soon.
Yep. Smith with a little interesting ball in, and comes back down, away by Chambers.
Dickinson down this time.
Another player down. I was remarking before there will be remarkably little injury time in this game, but everyone's going down at the moment.
I think she just copped maybe a stud or two.
Yeah, it's holding a head maybe, or yeah, just on the thigh there potentially. Just being a bit of pain. Hopefully she's okay.
Yeah, the referee called for the physio very quickly too, so time for another drink.
Yeah, just I think both teams trying to take as much on as they can here. It's been pretty physical, especially in the second half, and heavy ground, you would say as well. Often, just with the patchiness of the grass here, can be hard work to run out a full 90.
Yeah, Dickinson looks to be in a fair bit of pain.
Yeah,
you don't like to see this at all.
Yeah, two of her teammates right next to her, holding her hand, just making sure she's feeling okay. Supporting her to sit up, so it's like Leonard, I think, might have, this might be speaking out of turn, a little bit of physio experience.
Yeah.
So handy to have those sorts of players on your team, just to have another supportive person there.
I know at university we've usually got a doctor, a physio, and and sometimes an exercise physiologist in the team, right?
Yeah, it's probably more common than you think in a lot of these teams with active people.
Yeah, especially in sport too, right? You usually have people that want to work in sport.
Just getting a bit more of a chat, and it looks like she's coming up now. Dickinson just getting a little bit of able to walk off, but very, very gingerly, and needing the support of Katie Hill and medical team member as well. Yeah, it doesn't look too good for her, so looks like they're going to have to make a bit of a decision here, and looks like Akeda, they're going to make a... Oh, okay, Akada's coming back on, so she's had a bit of a break. I think they might just want to hold their last sub just to make sure that the way she's walking off doesn't seem like she's going to be able to continue, unfortunately. Laura Dickinson. Might be a knee even. That's never what you want to see.
Damn.
But we'll just, I guess, stay updated on that, and hopefully she's okay. She's walking off, so with a little bit more power. So hopefully all the best for Laura Dickinson. As they do make that substitution, it will be Kiara Jones coming on.
All right, so 10 minutes to play. It finished at the 78 mark when she first went down, so there's at least 3 minutes of added time on top of all the other stoppages we've had so far. It can always be hard as a team, especially a player of Laura Dickinson's quality, when one of your senior players go down.
Yeah, and if they needed to park the bus or anything to sit that out, just having her at full back is just a luxury that not many teams have. And so, that will be a big miss for the rest of this game, and hopefully not for too many more in the season. Looks like she's walking a little bit quicker across, so fingers crossed we won't put too much more conjecture into that one.
Now South Hobart, how do they get back into this game? You see now that Davis and White have swapped, so White's now gone into the 10 and Davis has gone up top. So maybe they're just trying to get a bit of pace through the midfield now, of using White's speed to try and get on the ball and create a little bit. And Davis, obviously the clinical finisher that she is, she's well within her right to be up the top there. Yeah,
it might be giving Hill just a bit more of a physical challenge that might match her a little bit more. As Kiara Jones, a sub, will get her first touch of the game. She'll run it down, and Watkins with a nice foot in, and I think, earned a goal kick. Farrow set this one up, and just how you respond to these sorts of moments in games. The sting's gone out of it.
Yeah, it has.
It might help South in some ways, just because I think they were struggling in some ways to get a bit of momentum, but in others, maybe they've just been able to tweak things a bit. Here goes Smith with a good hit, Cater with a good hit. She's moved forward now, maybe just to save her some running, but might have to tell her twice to slow down if she's up there.
Well, knowing her style of play, I don't think she'll be doing that anytime soon.
Chug will lump it forward. I think Akeda looks like she's sitting up there. So, yeah, a bit of a tweak for United. They're just going to have to do what they can with who they've got out there.
Yeah, and they've still got the 11, so
yeah,
it's not like they've gone down a man or anything like that.
No. Yeah, it looks like Leonard's sitting a bit deeper.
Yeah.
And hasn't had as much influence over this over the last probably 10 minutes, so they want to use her here. Here she goes now. So I'll head for company and just
catch.
Had 2 people going for that one. And again, time out of the game for Lonnie United. That's gold at this opportunity. Oh, Chambers gets nutmeg, but to good effect. It's White. Chambers again. Got only Lonnie United shirts. It's good body from wing, and Chambers runs out of space in the end.
Yeah, Chambers worked hard today. Covered a lot of kilometres up that left-hand side.
Yeah, always does.
Yeah.
Like pretty much always keeps going as well. A really competitive player. Just trying to see if there's any further movement on the South Hobart bench. Looks like they're happy with what they've got out there at the moment.
United not looking to play out from the back.
Yeah, I think Elkie Peterson's probably the last domino that they've got to kind of put out there.
I've also heard that she's the backup goalkeeper today.
Okay.
So I wonder if they'll decide to unleash her into this game, noting that she scored from that cross last time against Lonnie United, which she still claims as a shot. And I don't believe it.
You've got to do it.
Yeah.
Can I geese her over this one now?
I'll head back post.
Sliced a little bit, well cut out by Lucy Smith. Akeda will try and challenge Westwood. Does pretty well in the end, goes down. No free kick for either player. Chambers loops it in well. Here's Davis, takes it down well. Shielded off by Hills, spins around, got all ahead in space. On her left foot, good shot, a good save. Followed up well by White. Venn with a massive hand. You lost the line! It's all hands on deck for Lonnie United. They escape, still with a goal up, and Jaslyn Venn's down after making a tremendous save. And I can't believe that one didn't go in.
Oh, that was very exciting on the line there. I don't really know how to talk that one through. It was just a
scramble. Katie Hill in those situations is someone you want to have in there.
Yeah.
She will somehow get her foot on it and get it out of there. But
it felt like a foregone conclusion when the ball spilled inside of the 6-yard box that was going to end up in the back of the net. Once didn't go in, twice didn't go in, and then that last ditch slide to get it out for a corner. You just hope that the Ven's okay, because she's been good today. Another
stoppage. It looks like she's sort of moving now, but yeah, maybe cop one. Yeah, and everyone just trying to wheel that ball over the line for South Hobart. She's taking a little breath here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a stop-start sort of opening to the second half, and you can see how keen Olahead and Chambers are to get this one back underway. But obviously, you want to give the keeper as much time as you can. She's a bit sore.
Yeah, it's always hard too when the keeper goes down, and then you've got the corner to deal with, which is one of the more anxiety-ridden moments for a keeper, right? When the ball's coming into the box, and she's just now been down on the ground, and now she's expected to come out and grab the ball with confidence. So yeah. I think you've just got to give her as much time as she needs to get herself back up to her feet and ready to jump back into this game, which I think will be an exciting last 8 or 9 minutes here.
Yeah, I mean, if that's any indication, South Hobart just unable to knock this one back up.
A couple of players on the bench right for South Hobart too.
Here goes Chambers. Nice little move inside. She'll get it back into a good area. Venn has to go. Misses it this time. Gets down in the box. Falls to the feet of Stalker, and somehow Hill again off the line and into the palms of Jaslyn Venn. I don't know what was happening in there, but again, I don't know how Lonnie United have escaped with that one.
I think we both kind of lost our voices there for a second, but picture can tell 1,000 words in that sort of scenario, and you saw that the Venn was able to stop that second shot after the first one. Looked like it was just going to roll into the back of the net.
Just trying to identify who sort of it fell to. I thought it was Davis for a second. It was Stalker in the end. And South Hobart here will make their last substitution, you'd feel, with Stalker coming off, as well as Watkins as well. So looks like Elkie Peterson coming on.
As well as Matilda Heddle, I think.
Oh, Matilda Heddle as well. And I think Isla O'Connor is the other one coming on for them. Yes, she's coming in at left back for Watkins.
And now this is sometimes where a fourth goal can arise for a team when South Hobart chasing the game and on the counter, bang a fourth goal to Lonnie United, and then that's nearly the game, right?
Geez, if that results in a goal here, that defensive play between Venn and Hill, you cannot state how big that is. I mean, even you know, there's still a goal up. But back to back.
Yeah.
Here goes the throw. Chug can't control it. It's nicely played in.
Got numbers out the left.
Yeah, Olahead will try and release White. De Klerk's going to have to be clean. Probably didn't have time for a touch, but gets away with it in the end. Barnstorming through his booth. Recovered Wells, Leonard. Wing.
Nice composure from Wing there. Just sometimes you can try and fall into the trap of just trying to hoof it forward, but she does well to play into her left back.
Lucy Smith. Kanagisa hops over her. Jones, one of the subs, crashes into her thighs and just pumped out from Isla O'Connor, who's just come on as well.
And Lonnie United would be in absolutely no rush to take this corner. The ball can slowly roll down there. You make sure the ball's planted in the perfect spot and then take as much fizz out of this game as you can.
Yep, they won't be in any rush at all.
Lucy Smith to take the corner. Leonard's there for a short option if she wants it.
Does take it. Will she pump it in? Or will they just go corner here? They're past the 90th minute, but we will have a lot of injury time as Jones at the back post is free. Her touch just lets her down just slightly. Booth comes away. Here goes Chambers. Nice. Goes round one. Got a bit of space to run. She's only got 4 Lonnie United shirts. Goes long for Davis. Hill's going to have to be clean. Does just enough. White now. It's a 3-on-2 for South Hobart. White brings it down. Cuts inside. Good foot away by Leonard. It's the captain's kind of foot in.
Just wonder if White maybe could have slipped in Davis there. She was in a good spot.
Akeda now. She's barnstorming forward. Kanagisa does well to mop up for South Hobart. Farrow's going to have to get it moving forward. Goes to back into Danielle Kanagisa. Only got O'Connor inside, so goes up the line. Cut out. No one supporting Kanagisa in that corner there. United played through well here. They've got a half chance. Chug trying to swing it into the middle. Followed up by Jones, and Farrow will get here. And now South Hobart want to get numbers forward. Farrow goes quickly, which is very high, but to De Klerk, whose header just goes straight to Davis. It's a bit unfortunate for Lonnie United defence. Hills one-on-one with Davis. Davis again, weaving again. That's a massive challenge from Leonard. Gets pulled down and, earns a free kick. Followed up by Chambers. I think that was very fair from the referee. Leonard with a massive tackle. Looks like Davis has come off second best there, though.
Terrific defending, though. All the pressure in the world, 3-2 up, and you've just managed to stop Laura Davis from even getting a shot up. It's great work from the Lonnie United defence.
I think Hill was slightly challenged by, both Davis and White throughout this whole game, but she's come good. She's made some absolutely amazing challenges, and Leonard coming into this deep position has been a real good tweak as well. She's had to make some big tackles and has done so here again. But South, they're on the front foot again. Here's Davis. Around the outside, Chambers running through the middle. She's got her left foot. Can she swing it in? Ven's... she's just done enough. Fumbled it, but then pushed out of play.
Yeah, nearly looked like it came off the post there, but they couldn't quite hold it on the first, but pushes it wide for a corner, and another good chance for South Hobart. But just getting back to Leonard, that's what the good players do, right? They can see when they're needed to be in those tough spots, and she's put herself in defensive mid as the corner comes in.
All ahead with a decent cross, but no one there. Booth will bring it down. Only United shirts for company. Akeda gets around O'Connor. She's only got Clifford. She'll go early. Farrow's off her line. It would have been a really long way to travel, but goes for the corner instead. This is actually a great result for Lonnie United. They'll probably go out for a goal kick, but Akeda actually, instead of going for goal, probably a better...
Was she trying to go for goal?
Maybe not, actually. I thought for a second she was. Farrow was well off her line. Probably just better to lump it in the corner. Chug might do the same here. She'll go looking for Akeda. Sets it up top. Here's Jones. Outside for Lucy Smith. Or misses the return pass, and South Hobart might get 1, maybe 2. We've probably got a fair bit of injury time in this one, Zach. I don't know.
I reckon we've still got another 3 or 4 minutes, but I don't want to say that and then it goes the other way. But we're at the 93.5 now. I reckon we're going through to 97, 98 maybe.
Yeah, at least 95 you'd think. So it will be a goal kick here for South. coaching staff really making sure that Lonnie United have their eye on the ball here.
Yeah, they've worked so hard defensively though. South have tried to work the ball up and they've just managed to be in those right spots to cut it out, and there they are again, just in those right areas.
Falls to Kiara Jones this time. Her touch is a little bit heavy and away by Kanagisa again. Doesn't go out though, and get recycled. Lonnie United able to win it. They'll just try and keep it here.
Nice
That's well done, yes. Here's a Cater again. Will she go to the corner? No, stands back up and goes into the middle. Chug, almost there. Chambers now in acres of space. She might carry this one all the way herself. She's got de Klerk shielding over for her.
Davis is open.
Goes long. Here's Leonard, who's just read that one like a book and then pumps it forward into a really good spot for them. They want to get forward here, Lonnie United. Chug will try and track that one down. Here's Booth. She's got Jones for company.
Near the crowd getting into this one as well. They've got very vocal over the last 5 minutes. Davis in a good spot. Turns.
Yeah, really good turn from Davis. Gets past Hill. Hill's on the recovery. Davis with some space. She's got to shoot now. Shoots early. And straight into the arms of Jaslyn Van, who will lay on that one gratefully. It was a good run. Katie Hill's been so good in this second half, and the first time just misread it. And Laura Davis will rue that missed opportunity a little bit. They still got time though, South.
Yeah, Ven's been very impressive over this last 10 minutes. Hitting the head, went down injured, and she's just still so strong and resolute.
Yeah,
it's the last line of defence for Lonnie United and keeping this slender 1-goal lead.
The positioning has been superb. Hasn't had to make many diving saves, but just because she's been in the right spot.
Yep.
Well away by Leonard. Here's a Cater. She's got nothing in front of her, so she's just going to pump it into the corner. Give Chug something to chase down. Farrow's come out quickly. She'll lump it forward. Montana Leonard again in the right spot at the right time. The Cater puts that one up for Clifford. Now, Smith and Clifford will have a foot race. Lucy Smith will be happy to take that one out, and that's well done by the young winger.
Experience. Now, if you're Lonnie United, you're just trying to take as much fizz out of this game as you can.
Holly Jones around Clifford. Well in by Clifford again. And just out of play.
Great result. Lonnie United should be in no hurry to take this one. Now into 96.
Comes down. And a bit of a mucky ball, but Lonnie United again. A goal kick, maybe not the outcome they want, but it will take time out of the game again. We are into the 27th minute now.
Yeah.
We are deep into injury time, and now we're probably inching towards where a whistle could be blown. Oh, jeez, I thought that was going to be it for a second.
He looked at his watch too, just
a little too eager. Yeah, I want to get it launched here.
Little fake out from referee Noah there.
Westwood might be the person to get it launched.
Time.
It's Heddle who couldn't quite get that ball through.
Don't mind it. Just put it into the corner. And there it is.
There it is. Lonnie United with a massive comeback win here at Darcy Street. Coming back from 2-0 down to win it 3-2. Some amazing goals in that one and some good play as well. And they're absolutely stoked with that one. And for South Hobart, they had some good passages of play, especially in that first half to put this one to bed. And they've just been run over the top in this second half.
Yeah, very impressive performance by Lonnie United. First half an hour, they really tested. Looked like South Hobart were going to put a few goals on them today, but they really lifted after that first goal, which was a deflection, mind you. But as we discussed, you'll take any goal how they come, and it got them back into the contest. Halftime comes, they're down by a goal, and then they come out just so eager and so strong to take it to the South Hobart team and a well-deserved 3-2 win.
Yeah, a big result for, I guess, the title race as well. I think Devonport supporters will be so happy with their northern counterparts getting up in this one. But for Lonnie United themselves, that actually just closes the gap to second just a little bit and might give them a bit of confidence going through this one. As I said, some fantastic goals in this one. Danny Gunton's a real highlight. Montana Leonard probably best on the park, also scoring a goal as well. So you can just see how happy they are walking off the park in this one, and really the dejected South Hobart team on the other side of this one.
Yeah, I think Jaslyn Venn needs to be shouted out as well. Her performance in that last 15 minutes, she was being peppered, and she did a great job of making sure that those goals didn't go in those last couple of minutes. And full credit to the Lonnie United defence as well. When they were really under the pump, they managed to stop South Hobart from getting that equaliser and potentially going on to win this game. But what a great performance from Lonnie United. Well done.
Yeah, massive 3 points. And as you can see, a jubilant team in blue. They'll have a really fun bus ride back up the highway tonight.
Yeah, the best ones.
And I hope you enjoyed it at home too. Absolutely cracking game here in the WSL. I think both me and Zach have thoroughly appreciated it. So thanks for joining us, and stick around for this afternoon down at KG5 for the NPL matchup on the match of the round. Hope you enjoy that one too. So for Zach Peace, my name's Alex Mummery, and we'll see you next time. Yeah, great game.